I'm joined by Rob James-Collier and Jordan Hollywood Hogg, the star and director of Ackley Bridge. And we're here for you, mate, to answer anything you want to know. What do you want to talk about? Welcome everybody to episode 57 of Watch Ross, the one with Ackley Bridge fawning. Hey by gum! Hey up lads! Alright boys, look who it is. Martin Evershed / no, we won't make any play on words. And Hollywood Hogg, Jordan Hogg, director of Ackley Bridge, star of Ackley Bridge. Fancy meeting you two in a car park in Elmston.
I know.
How did this happen?
Frightening.
It is frightening.
We come shopping, that's all. It's purely innocent.
Come to Sainsbury's.
We're not solicited.
Exactly. I feel like I'm getting my belly out. What we're doing here is we're recording an Ackley Bridge phone-in special. For all members of actsonthis.tv, if you're an actor and you're not a member yet, get on board, because if you were a member like now, you could have been part of this. We're going to be ringing.
He's so enthusiastic.
Yeah, you've got to be enthusiastic.
We've got to bring the energy up.
Yeah, you need to bring it, right? We're going to be ringing maybe 6-7 people from the Acts on This community, actors who need advice on how maybe like they can get their career to somewhere like, you know, you've been...
Sainsbury's car park.
Yeah, you've been...
That's where I've ended up.
You've been relatively successful.
Ask me for advice.
This is the Northwest Hollywood.
Yeah, this is the Northwest Hollywood. Yeah, they're going to need advice on like how they can be in a show like Ackley Bridge, what they're going to need to do in order to be seen by directors like you, work with actors like you. I'd like a job as well, if that's possible. That's really why I brought you here. And Petch behind the camera would like a job. So we're not going to waffle on. We're going to go set up in the apartment.
You are waffling on.
I know, but
that's exactly what
he does
doing.
this. Right, get used to this. He does. Did you watch him on Sunday Brunch? He would not shut up, right? And he's going to do this in this podcast. So we're going to go up to the kitchen / podcast studio with a coffee, and we're going to do what is the Ackley Bridge phone-in.
Hey, by God.
So let's podcast. RJC, Rob James-Collier in the house. Jordan Hollywood Hogg, thank you so much, boys, for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime, brother.
I was about to say let's podcast as well. We're connected.
Well, no, I stole that because I heard you say it a second ago before we went live.
That's you little. When actors do that to you, Jordan, you know what I mean? They nick a little bit. That's. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I always say to actors though, if you see somebody doing something on TV that's great, you know, and you think it's good in the performance, nick it, because I promise you, they've nicked it off someone else anyway.
Without a doubt.
I've not nicked Let's Podcast off. Actually, I think it comes from an extension of, you remember the Fast Show when they used to go Let's Off Road? I've changed it, so I have nicked it in a kind of a way.
Excellent. Everyone who's listening, Rob's probably going to be like this for the entire episode. Your paths have crossed recently. It's quite interesting. 2 guests I've had on in the past separately. Now you've just worked together on Ackley Bridge. Let's talk about that for 10 minutes before we ring people. Rob, your first kind of foray, well, it's not your first, is it really? But it's your first foray back into contemporary stuff after like doing the Downton film. Bit of a new journey for you. What's it been like, Mr. Martin Evershed?
I've loved it. The thing that attracted me to Ackley Bridge was the chance to work with a lot of young, dynamic kids, basically. A lot of them, as Jordan will know, are street cast. So there's a lot of raw...
I think a lot of them are street kids.
There's a lot of raw energy, you know, and some people haven't acted before, but they're just sort of naturals. And there's a fearlessness about when you're working with younger people. And you can tap into that because as you get older, you get a bit more conservative and you take less risks, and they kind of remind you of what you used to be like, and to try and get back to them days and be a bit more fearless. And so that was what attracted me to Ackley Bridge, and also the chance to work with Hollywood Hogg.
Jordan Hollywood Hogg, who let me just say, that just resonates a lot in terms of the fearless thing, because like that's what I associate with you, Jordan, after our previous features. Is you're like, I mean, because I was like, are you really fearless? Are you? I mean, are you? But you are like, I just do it, basically, you know, just stare stare fear in the face.
Yeah, you just get on with it, don't you? I mean, I think in my head, I will you to do this. I command you to do this. It's fine. It all goes away.
Jedi mind tricks, then, isn't it?
No, honestly.
I've seen him wrestle a grizzly bear. He really is fearless.
Well, you
know what
said,
I mean?
so it's something that's quite profound because you said, living with cerebral palsy yourself, you said, you've not been able to run away from anything in your life.
Yeah.
You've had to stand there and just fight it.
Yeah, exactly, without a doubt.
Metaphorically and literally.
Yeah, if you bring that into your career path, and then especially in this industry, the amount of people you come across and the amount of no's you get and whatnot, you can't take it on. You have to take it on the chin and keep going.
Because you are hardcore. When I was doing Casualty last year, basically the walk from the main building to the car park's quite a walk, and we were driving from I was in one of the bussy type things, mini bus things you get driven around in when you're doing a job, and we let out the window and went, Jordan, do you want to lift your car? You're like, no, just going to basically hustle there myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
going to grit my teeth and keep going.
Yeah, don't want to lift. It's just don't matter how long it takes him. He's walking there. So, fair play, man. So how did you get involved with Ackley Bridge then?
Well, I went for a meeting about for season 1. And I got down to the last 2 directors for season 1. And didn't get it, but it came to season 3 and they had a big name director lined up for Block 4, and he had to pull out at the last minute. And I felt really bad because I got the call at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. I was due to start Coronation Street at 10 o'clock on the Monday morning.
So you had to just go, I'm out, Corey, sorry.
Yeah, so I'd literally had to phone Corey and say, I'm really sorry. I want to do this. I need to make this step up. I need to go to this next level.
So tell us a little bit about what it was like working together on set. This is the first time you'd ever met each other?
Yeah, it was fun. We just had a bit of a messed about and had a bit of a laugh, didn't we?
We had you told me you knew Ross, and you told me to look out for him. So we had that. We had you as the common denominator.
As the bridge. I'm the bridge between everyone in this industry.
Exactly.
Ross can build a bridge. I told you I'd sing at some point, and I've linked it in.
Exactly. He's got it.
I know, it was great because what I love about Jordan, any director, is there's no pomposity about him. He's down to earth. He's authentic. He's just he comes across as he is. He's just a normal bloke, and that's what you want. You don't want any of this. I think some directors can lord it over a bit because just the name, the title director, I think they have to behave in a certain way. You don't have to. You get the best out of your actors by just sharing a common bond with them, just being like them and being normal and chatting things through. And he was very big on. He knew what he wanted to shoot, and you can tell that within the first day of working. Within the first scene, if the director knows exactly what he wants. So there was never any sort of tensions, time pressures that we were aware of because he knows his shots, he knows what he wants. But within that, he's one of those directors that is all very flexible. So, if you went, I don't feel like I would get up at that point, or I might be over at this point, he's like, whatever you want, go with it, let's do it. Very, very laid back in that kind of way. Whatever we wanted to bring to the table, he could adapt to it. Very often, directors can't, or they won't. They want it their way. They've got it in their head, and they are rigid that it's got to look this.
Because you
way.
I know that, from what I've seen of you work, Rob, is like you always bring your own ideas to the table quite a lot of the time, even if it's like not even stuff written in the script. You've done that before, and you've got away with it.
You're going to go, even if it's not good.
You want to do stuff even if it's shit.
I'll be honest. What I like to, there was a freedom on Ackley Bridge. I mean, it's an 8 o'clock slot. It's a young youth drama. So within that, it's not, for example, as nailed on as Downton Abbey. 9 o'clock Sunday grown-up drama written by Julian Fellows, Oscar winner. So you couldn't really mess about with that, and you shouldn't really mess around with that with Ackley because, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of street kids. There's a lot of people who are non-actors. We were encouraged to ad-lib a lot at the start of scenes and at the end of scenes, and the kids were fearless at that. I just went a bit beyond and ad-libbed at every different part of the scene whenever I could. Just sometimes, and sometimes I need pulling back on that. But if there's an opportunity to ad-lib, I will go for it. Do they get a prize?
Sort of.
Is it a bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes,
it is, isn't it? Phone a friend.
It definitely is.
Go on, Andrew.
Come on, Andrew. Come on, Andrew.
Oh.
Yes.
Hello.
Andrew, it's Ross. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Ross. How are you?
Very, very well. I'm joined by Rob James-Collier and Jordan Hollywood Hogg, the star and director of Ackley Bridge. And we're here for you, mate, to answer anything you want to know. What do you want to talk about? Basically, this time is yours.
Evening, gentlemen.
Hello, Andrew. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Yourselves?
Very good.
Top banana.
Tickety boo, Andrew. I'm tickety boo. Yes.
Questions to do with period dramas, period drama casting. There seems to be a bit of sometimes a different remit as opposed to like modern stuff. Are there any like things that you can do to put the ball more in your court to get cast in them as opposed to like the modern things?
It's a strange one, that, because I've heard casting directors and directors say he's got a period-looking face,
Oh, yeah, I hear
period
that a
style
lot.
face, which
Yeah.
I kind of sort of get when they show me a picture. So in by default, your genetics will give you a helping hand, because some people do have. When you show them a picture, it's like a sort of a throwback old style face, cool in a cool way. That, and I've heard that said. In any other way, I think you can sort of get pigeonholed. I think it's quite tough to get into period acting.
Because you went straight from Corrie, into Downton. And that was the first job after Corrie won it, after you left.
Yeah. Well, I was offered work, but it was't the kind of work that I wanted to do.
Celebrity Scissorhands and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
That kind of stuff.
Don't want to do that.
Maybe not as good as that. And it's just, and I was I'll be honest with you, I was surprised that I was asked to come forward, but then I had a chance in terms of the upstairs, downstairs scenario of Downton. I was always, the way I sound, I was always going to be downstairs. So it kind of broadened the scope in terms of casting because of my background, which is, I'm a northerner, working class background. So that enabled me to sort of get in. I do know people who've dressed up for the part and got the part. I know Sophie McShearer, who plays Daisy in the show, who's like the kitchen maid in the show.
Yeah.
I funny enough, she's never told me this, but I was for the movie, I was asked to come in and cast someone who was linked with Thomas's storyline. So I sat in with the director, Brian Purcell, at the time, and the casting director, and it's fascinating. And I was talking about what do you look for when people, and they explained how Sophie came in a sort of outfit that was period. She'd sort of gone to town and studied it and got a few items of clothing that lent itself more to. So she'd done her hair completely not modern. She was one of the few who weren't wearing makeup because she'd done her research and obviously kitchen maids. She'd even gone to the extent of having her hair down. So her ego was totally out of the building is what they first noticed. So that really set her apart. But at the end of the day, they just said once she started speaking, she was Daisy. So a lot of the time, it's so hard to get into the room, and you need a casting director to take a chance on you and be a bit imaginative. But a lot of the time, if the acting's good enough, that should see you through.
Definitely. I think building on what Rob said about having a face of period drama, I read an interview the week before last about Spielberg, about casting for Saving Private Ryan. And he said the people of that, when you look at old photos of people of that generation, they had a different look about them because
they did.
He said it's because he put it down to the hardship they'd already had in their lives. They'd just seen another war, and the look in their eyes was a lot colder and a lot harder. And I think building on that, that's probably a little subtle tool to have in there as well.
Yeah, I've been in quite a lot of short films. So obviously people are liking my work, and I've only had 3 paid jobs. So I need one more to be able to get on Spotlight.
Right, this is good. You're right. This is good. Yeah, this is critical. This is going to be your key. So you're next. You absolutely the thing, in my opinion, and we'll go around. You guys can say what you think as well. But I would be like, right, it's imperative you get on Spotlight as quick as possible. One way to get that extra credit would be, have you heard of Monologue Slam?
Yes, I did one. I did the Birmingham one this year.
Did you actually do it in terms of
I did it. I auditioned for it and I got through. I was just doing it.
That counts as a Spotlight credit. If you perform at Monologue Slam, so you've got your 4 credits. That's 100%.
Oh my God!
Whoop, whoop. Congratulations.
So first
Spotlight, here we come.
Yeah, first thing in the morning. I really mean this. Like, this is what about fast action, right? Fast action. First thing in the morning, you apply to, or now after this phone call, it's all electronic. Get on Spotlight. Sign up. You qualify. You got 3 paid jobs and Monologue Slam. You're in. What can we do for you? Basically, you're our 3rd caller, Luce. So
oh wow, you're plowing through them tonight. Then that's
good. We say we're plowing through. The first one's 25.
It's quite a slow pace, to be fair.
So, what can we help you with? What do you need to know?
Well, I've got a question for Jordan, actually.
Yeah. Okay. That's good because Rob's just been hogging the limelight all night.
This is
true. A nice play on his
name
as well.
So, what's the question?
Well, sorry, Rob. You have a break then. So, Jordan. Hi, Jordan. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Good.
Have I met you before, Lucinda?
Have you what? Have we met?
Have I met you before? Your name rings a bell.
No, we've not met in person, no. No. Which would be nice.
Yeah.
But it's a question for you, really, and it's just how much of an input do you, as a director, have in the casting process, and with the actors that you would like to work with?
Mm-hmm.
How much of a say do you get to say, I would like to bring that person in to the casting?
Can you give your mates a job?
Well, yeah, I've a massive amount, to be honest, because when I initially start a job, I'll have actors in mind for the part anyway, and I will give them suggestions to the casting director. I mean, I'll probably put about 4 or 5 up for a part. Then I might get a call from the casting director saying,
There you go, folks. You've just seen a couple of clips from the full podcast that was pretty epic. I think it must have been close. It was long. It's close again to 2 hours, maybe a bit after. Shout out to Rachel. They can't hear you because you're not on mic.
Forget it then.
Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Rachel Newnham, who we couldn't get on the call because she went to voicemail and then phoned us about 4 times during the next call. Then we tried to phone in the next call and couldn't get through. So Rachel, we will get you on at some point in the future. 2 things came up that I want to expand on. Well, loads of things came up actually, but 2 things I just want to expand on exclusively for this vlog. Is one is ultimately the combination, once again, I say it all the time, of hard work and patience or perseverance, in terms of being match ready as well for when an opportunity comes up. Rob, I'm going to let you expand on that.
Yes, hello again, everyone. Yes, being match fit. If you're not working and you're sort of lamenting the fact that the agent is not ringing you, don't just have 6 months out of work. Go and find a student production, go to your local theatre, go to your local university, like, for example, in Manchester Met. You'll find a load of stuff on the billboards or on Facebook now and everything, how they do it. Get involved in a film. Doesn't matter how low the production is or whatever. As long as it's pretty good, get involved because you'll get better. And also it means if that phone call goes off the next day for an audition, that can change your life. It means when you're walking into that room, when they say, so what have you been up to? Which is what they always say, isn't it, Jordan? You can say, well, I've just done a short film and it was a really demanding role. The character was this, that and the other. And it shows that you've been proactive, you're working, and that makes them interested. So you're match ready. You'll be confident in the audition as well because you've been working. Work leads to work. So always be match fit. So instead of moaning that your agent's not getting you jobs or auditions, be ready for the moment that they do. Because when it comes, you don't want to have not done anything for 6 months because you won't be match fit.
Yes. And I always say, well, I didn't make this up. I got it robbed it off someone. I can't remember who. But yeah, right place, right time doesn't exist. It's opportunity meets preparedness. You can get an opportunity if you're not prepared to take it because you're not match fit. You're going to miss out on that job that could change your career, change your life. Jordan, want to expand on you. A couple of things that you said, actually. You talked about being, I'm going to get this the right way around, John Wayne tough, James Dean cool. Okay, I'm going to get you to expand on that. And also, you know what, as a director, you hear this a lot, your mind is very often made up within a couple of minutes or even seconds of an actor walking in the room. Just what is the truth in that? Do the James Dean thing first, though.
Well, John Wayne Tough, James Dean Cool, we're in a really tough industry, but it's the best industry in the world, and you're going to get a lot of knockbacks and a lot of no's. So to ride that out, I think you've got to be John Wayne Tough, but building on what Rob said, if you're well prepared and match fit, you can walk in the room for your audition James Dean Cool. Even though you may be terrified inside, you need to exude confidence and coolness and calmness. And because I'll be honest and blunt and straight to the point, but as soon as I see you walk through the audition room door, I'll have a yes or no in my head. Then it's up to you to sway it more towards yes when you're in the audition. So all you've got to remember is John Wayne Tough, James Dean Cool.
Very succinct, articulate, and to the point. Listen, I hope it's been useful for you. Cheers, boys, for coming all this way. These guys have driven, how many miles?
I don't know how many miles. 3.5 hours in a car, though.
3.5 hours in a car, and Scarborough?
104 miles.
Bloody hell, you know what I mean? So this is what these guys are doing for you. So do get over to actsonthis.tv, listen to that full podcast. If you've not got membership, get one. Literally, best thing you can do for your acting career. I say it all the time, but seriously, no bullshit. Super powerful content on there. Going to be back next week, Petch, with another vlog, probably. Another podcast. Yeah, let us know if we can help you with anything. Social media's up on the screen right now for me and Jordan. Rob doesn't have social media, but we're going to get him on social media. Are you getting on Twitter soon or what?
I think I've got a few projects, ideas I've got going, and I think I need to come on board and join the social. It's not a revolution anymore, has it? It's just a way of life and being. So I'm not going to join the revolution because that happened about 15 years ago, but I'm going to get on board when I've got some stuff to talk about, you know what I mean, something relevant.
Well, you got this podcast, so you're going to get on it tomorrow. Going to get him on social media. Thanks for watching. We do a little catchphrase at the end as a bye to everybody. What have I been saying to everyone at the end of the calls?
Bye for now.
Yes, but we're going to do it after a countdown. In 3, 2, 1. Bye for now. Thank you so much for watching this episode. It really would mean the world to me if you would leave a comment telling me what you enjoyed and what you would like to see more of next time. If you want to catch more episodes, head over to facebook.com/WatchRoss or youtube.com/WatchRoss. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. I'll be back real soon. Bye for now.
I've cast 2 people who've done nothing on TV before. And like what Rob says, I had a lad in my first ever short film I did, and I've used him since in Coronation Street and other stuff.
There you go.
Well, get your show reel tweeted to @dir Jordan Hogg. Jordan Hogg. Get it on Twitter.
Send your show reels to Shane Meadows. You're from Nottingham.
Yep.
He's from that region. Just ping it
Why
over
not?
to him or his people,
Exactly.
whoever casts
Asking
for him.
people.
Well, why not? What's he going to say?